Shalom Akim. I'm going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Ruach the honors the elders and apostles of GMS who teach and rule well, and say take to all the Akim in all four corners of earth who's pushing this truth and sincerely. Shalom Akim. I want to get into this. I was watching CNN or one of the news channels the other day, and they brought up, this Sarajevo. And when I was a kid growing up, I remember this because we were watching the Bulls. The Bulls were winning championships around this time, and we got a guy by the name of Tony Kukoc. He's Croatian, but he's from over in that area. The point was that there was the Olympics. The Olympics, I want to say, I can't remember. Sometime it was Olympics around that time, 92, 96. At some point it was Olympics. And in the Olympics they had these two countries. They were playing tennis, and when I tell you, they were in the stands going at it like this was a soccer game, like this was some wrestling or a boxing match. Boy, they were going at it, pulling the chairs out. This was a tennis match, and they were going nuts, just busting each other up and beating each other up. Long story short, they told the two teams they couldn't bring none of their audience to the games. The players just had to play by themselves or whatever out there. And so I was like, wow. And then I remember also going back to these Sarajevo, what was going on over there. I remember that they were trying to conduct everyday business while the city was being bombed out, and it was under siege. And while I was under siege, they had snipers there. But the people still had to go about their everyday life. The snipers were in the mountains and the hills up top, where people were at the bottom part of the city just trying to, go to the store, go to work, go to school, live their everyday life. Kids were getting hit. Women were getting hit. Snipers wasn't playing. So they come to find out, they were selling that business. The sniper business was being sold. They were allowing people from other countries to participate in helping keeping the people in fear and killing them. They said they had participants from Italy, Canada, Belgium, and the United States and Russia. So this was a game to them, Killing people was a game. And it still is to this day, The same leaders are around, the same people are around, they just change places and change, same faces change places, That's just the name of the game, And the world just sat back and watched, them just shooting down and killing each other. So Esau's had a thing about just not caring and going to war with himself. So what the hell do you think he'll do to you Israelites? And that's basically this video, because he was sniping his own. So what the hell do you think he's going to do to you in the times that we're coming into, man? He going to take your ass out with no problem, man. One of the main things that hit me when I was watching back in the day, like I said, the people were trying to live everyday life. They were going to school, they were going to work, while they getting sniped at, and they got certain areas where gaps were between buildings where they had to run because the snipers were just taking them out left and right, man. Kids, old, young, it didn't matter, man. This is Ecclesiastes 14 and 4. He that gathereth by defraud his own soul gathereth for others, that shall spend his goods righteously. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods, man. So Esau is evil to his own, man. So how is he going to take pleasure in anything, man? He shoots at his own. He kills his own just because they're poor. They might speak another language. He'll murder them, massacre them. He doesn't care, man. And this we're speaking about Esau, man. He was the one who was commissioning these hunts on his own. Calling other nations to come on through there for the wealthy elites to come on to this country and shoot at people, shoot live rounds at live people while they try to escape. What kind of madness is that, man? That's sick. This is Sirach 14 and 6. There is none worse than he that inventeth himself And this is the recompense of his wickedness, man. So yeah, you recompense your wickedness, man. You're getting, you're being showed the wickedness that you do throughout time, man. You did not care about the kids. You did not care about the old. You did not care about them going to school, minding their own business. These wasn't even soldiers. These were civilians. Don't they have war crimes against people who hunt civilians down? And you're in the army. You're in the military. Yeah, Esau's got a lot of explaining to do, man. Even for his own, man. You know, his own people. He has no mercy on them, man. This is Isaiah 9:16. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. Those people, the leaders that were of that Sarajevo area, or I shouldn't say Sarajevo, I should say the people who are getting. Well, let me get it right. With those leaders, whoever the military people were on that side, on the other side, they were shooting at the civilians. They're gonna be. They said that they're trying to bring him up on charges, but we know how Esau's court is, man. He'll never bring himself into trial or into court for any of the charges. He'll always be acquitted, or somehow find some type of error or tampering in the law that allows him to go, get away with the crime that he committed. You know. This is Matthew 12:26. I'm gonna start at 12 and 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And this city was against this city, man. It was like groups of people against groups of people in the city, man. They were having a civil war, basically, and it still tore the country apart down the middle to this day, if I'm not mistaken, man. The Bosnians and Serbs. It says, Matthew 12:26, if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? So yeah, how is Esau's kingdom going to stand? If he keeps trying to kill himself for money or different types of wealth and gifts, he'll cut himself down, man. Like I said, like I was reading earlier, they said that they had elites from different countries coming over there to put the murder game down on those people, man. On their own people, man. On their own kids on top of that, man. This is the wicked man we're speaking about, man. John 10:10, the thief cometh not but to steal and kill and to destroy, man. He went to Bosnia, which had a civil war going on, and went over there and capitalized on it by saying, look, man, let's start these hunting parties, man. And now to push it to today, they have movies out about these type of things, man. And people are still not trying to believe these type of things. But us knowing the history, we could always go back and Google search these things and find shows like, boom, there you go. You was out there hunting kids and old people with no problem. They were just trying to live their own life. They're going to the stores, they're going to school, and you was hunting them down left and right, your own kind, just because they were a little bit poorer than you, They didn't have as much money as you. You decided to be wicked towards your own kind, man. Satan against Satan, man. But yeah, this Sarajevo stuff, like I say, I was a kid seeing this stuff on TV, and it was bugging me out. I couldn't understand, what was going on, why they were doing it. But fast forward to where we're at today, Esau can, if he did it to his own, he will unleash on you Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans with no problem, with no second thought about it, man. So if the Lord is not dealing with you, man, you're going to be fish food out there in these times, man. Esau does not mind hunting humans down left and right. He doesn't mind doing it, man. They got a whole number of kills and everything, too, as well, if I could find it real fast, because I didn't know the numbers was that high, man. And like I said, it was the civilians being attacked by the army, man. Tourist snipers, weekend snipers, sniper safari. This is what they were calling the people that were flying in to come shoot at the people, man. Esau is wicked, man. I can't find a number of the people killed, but yeah, That's just wicked, man. They got movies out about this stuff and everything. But like I said, the main thing, the killer point that I'm trying to push to you is that, you know, he won't take pleasure in his own goods, like the scriptures speak about. What was that? Ecclesiastes 14:5. You know, but at the end of the day, like I say, he's a vagabond, man. You know, a murderous vagabond of his own kind. They came out. They had to come out with councils to come together to stop killing each other, man. They were backdooring each other, man. Go look at the 1700s, 1800s, man. They were taking each other's land left and right, man. With no care on earth. Dropping gas, killing each other left and right, man. They had to come to a committee to come together and say, hey, man, look, we need to come against these other people, man. Let's not stop fighting each other. And you know, at the end of the day, it's the Lord's doing, and you know they'll come together on the Lord, you know, because you know once again, Esau has been nothing but a hammer to us, man. He's been a whip to us, man. The Lord has used him as a whip for us, man. Well, yeah, man. Just keep in mind, man. He did wickedness like this to his own people. So think about what's going to come down the road to you Israelites. With that being said, it's edifying. Shalom, Akim.